क्लास में हमने स्टार्ट किया था सेरेबेलम। कल हमने सेरेबेलम के एनाटॉमी के बारे में पढ़ा था, कहाँ कहाँ पे सेरेबेलम का। मोस्टली वी हैव डिस्कस्ड अबाउट द एक्सटर्नल स्ट्रक्चर्स, फीचर्स ऑफ द external surface of cerebellum. I told you about where are the cerebellum is located, what is its weight. Basically, weight of cerebellum is to cerebrum ratio. It is a part of hindbrain situated behind the pons and medulla. It is separated from these two, basically relation with fourth ventricle. These things we have discussed, and then I told you about the tentorium cerebelli. Tentorium cerebelli, उसका significance क्या है neurosurgery में, और then I told you about the external surface of cerebellum. There are so many divisions, so many components and parts of cerebellum. Largely it is two large hemisphere. Midline, it is united by vermis. Even cerebellar hemisphere is divided by so many fissures, transverse fissures, and then horizontal fissure which separate the cerebellar hemisphere into the superior and inferior surface. Then primary fissure which divide into the anterior and posterior lobe. So then I told you that in the internal there it looked like a arbor vitae, tree of life. Then we discussed about the cerebral peduncles. Cerebral peduncles, that is three different connections to the different portions of the brain. Basically brain stem के different components से कैसे जुड़े हुए हैं. Superior cerebellar peduncle, middle cerebellar peduncle, inferior cerebellar peduncle, and then इनसे कौन कौन से, इनके अंदर कौन कौन से tracks हैं, how they look under these things we have discussed yesterday. That इनके अंदर कौन कौन से tracks हैं, superior cerebellar peduncle में कौन से important tracks हैं, middle में और posterior में. So we have discussed all these components yesterday. Then we discussed about basically fibers leaving and this, about the lobes of cerebellum. Basically the flocculonodular lobe, which is only visible in the inferior surface. Superior surface में सिर्फ दो लोब ही दिखते हैं, anterior और posterior lobe. Then different divisions of the different lobes, basically subdivisions of the flocculonodular anterior and posterior lobes along the different fissures, along the central line of vermis and hemispheres. क्या क्या उनके नाम है और where they are located. These things we have discussed yesterday. Today I want to continue from that point, that about the phylogenetic classification of cerebellum. Cerebellum को phylogenetically या evolutionary point of view से cerebellum को तीन different name या तीन different divisions हैं. So for evolutionary point of view, cerebellum has been given three different divisions, or cerebellum is classified into three components, and these components are basically paleo-cerebellum, neo-cerebellum, and archicerebellum. Please note, it is the evolutionary or the phylogenetic, evolutionary या phylogenetic components के हिसाब से इनको दिया गया. ये cerebellum के different, जब हम portions of cerebellum में जब हम देखेंगे तो these are located in the different, or they are divided, they are present in the different portions of cerebellum. Like paleo-cerebellum is basically the vermis area in the central midline area of the main cerebellum. You can see it is the vermis, that is having the two divisions, superior and inferior vermis. Superior और inferior vermis में इसको भी थोड़ा दो component दिया गया है. Then after the primary fissure, you know, it is the anterior lobe and this is the posterior lobe, जो primary fissure से जो नीचे इसमें दिख रहा है इस image में. Then there is a horizontal fissure, it is basically this line, and a separated portion in this diagram is shown as the flocculonodular lobe. Flocculonodular lobe is basically the archicerebellum. So paleo-cerebellum is the vermis area as well as paravermis area, vermis and उसके साथ में जो वर्मिस और उसके साथ के जो एरिया है, इट इज कॉल्ड एज पेलियोसेरेबेलम. आर्की सेरेबेलम इज बेसिकली द फ्लोकुलोनोडुलर लोब. जो ये वाला पोर्शन दिख रहा है, that is the flocculus and nodulus. Nodulus in the midline, flocculus in the surrounding sides of that. Then neocerebellum is the rest portion. That is the rest of the cerebellar hemisphere is called as the neocerebellum. This is the through the external structure. यदि हम external structure के through देखें, so this is the broad divisions of the phylogenetic. But going into the more details with the deeper nuclei included in it, the other components of this. So first coming to archicerebellum. Archicerebellum जिसे हमने बोला था कि it is the flocculonodular lobe, को दूसरा नाम archicerebellum बोला जाता है. This portion of cerebellum is directly in connection with the vestibular nuclei. ये vestibular nuclei जो हमारे 8th cranial nerve का nuclei जो basically हमारे मेडुला में प्रेजेंट है, वेस्टिबुलोकोक्लियर, बेसिकली वेस्टिबुलर न्यूक्लियाई के कंपोनेंट से ये डायरेक्टली जुड़े हैं. और इनके अंदर, इनके खुद के पोर्शंस में देयर आर द डीप सेरेबेलर न्यूक्लियाई एंड कॉल्ड एज द फास्टिजियल न्यूक्लियाई. फ्लोकुलोनोडुलर लोब एसोसिएटेड फास्टिजियल न्यूक्लियाई both are basically embryologically it is the oldest part, and that's why it is called as the archicerebellum. It is also functionally called as vestibulocerebellum. Functionally इसी components को vestibulocerebellum बोला जाता है. Vestibulocerebellum के बारे में हमने last time एक बार हमने बताया था when I talked to you about the 3 functional divisions of the cerebellum. There are vestibulocerebellum, spinocerebellum and neocerebellum. So archicerebellum की जब हम बात करेंगे तो it is formed of the flocculonodular lobe and some associated fastigial nuclei. It receives efferents from the vestibular apparatus of internal, or you can say the inner ear. Inner ear में vestibular apparatus है. You know vestibular apparatus? It is basically the semicircular canal and the the associated components of the inner ear that is called as the vestibular apparatus. तो वेस्टिबुलर apparatus से जो सिग्नल आ रहे हैं बैलेंस के और इक्विलिब्रियम से रिलेटेड, वो सिग्नल्स के efferent form में they come via the vestibulocerebellar tract and through the inferior cerebellar peduncle. Because it is the medulla से जुड़ा हुआ है, medulla में vestibular nucleus है, this tract will pass through the inferior cerebral peduncle. It affects the lateral motor system bilaterally via the descending vestibulospinal and reticulospinal tract. Means जो हमने आपको 2 मोटर सिस्टम बताए थे, lateral and medial motor system, बेसिकली द लेटरल मोटर सिस्टम के पार्ट्स को ये डायरेक्टली अफेक्ट करते हैं बायलैटरली दोनों साइड में, एंड दस दे आर कंसर्न्ड विद द इक्विलिब्रियम, बेसिकली वेस्टिबुलोस्पाइनल एंड रेटिकुलोस्पाइनल डिसेंडिंग ट्रैक्ट्स के थ्रू. सो दिस इज बेसिकली एफरेंट एंड इफरेंट कनेक्शंस ऑफ आर्कीसेरेबेलम. ये डायग्राम में आपको एफरेंट कनेक्शंस दिखाए गए हैं. बेसिकली यू कैन सी in this image. Basically this is the cerebellar component and this cerebrum, and this is basically this smaller area is the cerebellum. You can see that there is the deeper nuclei called the fastigial nuclei, which are also present in the which are also the component of basically the archicerebellum, and the vestibular nuclei is present in the medulla. This is the vestibular nuclei. The nerve fibers, which are the efferent fibers which are originating from the vestibular nuclei, they join to the vestibulo, उनके साथ एक कॉमन बंडल में आ जाते हैं, vestibulospinal and reticulospinal. ये vestibulocerebellar tracts के ये जो efferent signals हैं, they come to the cerebellum, and in the from the cerebellum the efferent signals, they are basically going towards downward and downside in the vestibulospinal and the reticulospinal tract. So the efferents are basically arising from the vestibular nucleus, and they pass in the medulla, and they go to the flocculonodular lobe. In one thing that you should note is that it goes to the ipsilateral side. यानी ये फ्लोकुलर नोडुलर लोब में जो फ्लोकुलस है, जो बेसिकली जो सेंट्रल पोर्शन है, जो पेरिफेरल पोर्शंस हैं, उनके इप्सिलेटरल साइड में सेम साइड वाले मींस इस वाले से इस वाले में जाएगा, मींस यदि दूसरे साइड, so they are going to the side determinant. Efferent fibers, all the one thing, another thing that you should note at this point, that all the efferents originate from the Purkinje cells. डीप सेरेबेलर न्यूक्लियाई में एक बेसिकली कॉर्टेक्स में लेयर है, नॉट द डीप सेरेबेलर न्यूक्लियाई, कॉर्टेक्स में देयर इज वन लेयर कॉल्ड एज द सेरेबेलर कॉर्टेक्स का लेयर, वी विल रीड दैट द पेरिफेरल पोर्शंस ऑफ द सेरेबेलम, उसमें एक सेल है दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट सेल कॉल्ड पर्किंजे सेल. इट इज द ओनली आउटपुट सेल, इट इज द ओनली आउटपुट सेल, मींस सेरेबेलम से आउटपुट वाला जो भी सेल है वो हमेशा पर्किंजे सेल ही होते हैं. सो द पर्किंजे सेल के जो एक्सॉन्स हैं, दे प्रोजेक्ट टू द फास्टिजियल न्यूक्लियस व्हिच प्रोजेक्ट टू द vestibular nuclei and reticular formation. So by this way they are connected, interconnected with the balance apparatus, and the cerebellum help in the balance and equilibrium. So this इस तरह से ये balance and equilibrium में मदद करता है. Another phylogenetic classification is called as the paleocerebellum. It is basically the spinal part. It is also called as spinocerebellum. इसी को स्पाइनोसेरेबेलम बोला जाता है. ये स्पाइनल पार्ट ऑफ सेरेबेलम या इसी को स्पाइनोसेरेबेलम भी बोला जाता है. दैट इज द स्पाइनोसेरेबेलम. It is formed of the midline vermis and the surrounding paravermis area. Vermis and surrounding paravermis area, and associated with two deeper nuclei called globose and emboliform. These names of the nuclei we will discuss in the latter part of today's class itself. आज ही मैं आपको different nuclei और जो पर्किंजे सेल्स का लोकेशन और उनके कौन से फाइबर्स हैं, ये हम लोग जब हिस्टोलॉजी ऑफ सेरेबेलम पढ़ेंगे उसके अंदर ये सारी चीजें आएंगी. That how the different components of the deeper nuclei are there. Right now I want to just to tell you that paleocerebellum is formed of the midline vermis, that this colored area you can see, and the surrounding paravermal area. So this component is called as the paleocerebellum. It is also called as a spinocerebellum, and it receives efferent from the proprioceptive impulses. Means ये कौन सा इनका impulse जो है ये proprioceptive impulse को receive कर रहा है. Proprioceptive impulse के लिए हमारे पास there are impulses either from the muscle spindles and tendons, उनके थ्रू, या joints के movement के जो भी आपके proprioceptive signals हैं, वो signals spinocerebellar tract के थ्रू. स्पाइनोसेरेबेलर ट्रैक्ट हमने स्पाइनल कॉर्ड के क्रॉस सेक्शन में असेंडिंग ट्रैक्स में देखा था. देयर इज अ स्पाइनोसेरेबेलर ट्रैक्ट. There are two divisions, ventral and dorsal divisions, and that portion they come into the basically enter into the spinal into the cerebellum, and its efferents are sending the signal to the red nucleus of the midbrain. Means इनका signal, efferent signal, lower portions of the, you can say the effector organs, और वहां पे जो effector portion या muscles के पास जो भी movement को sense करने वाले receptors हैं, like Golgi tendon organ और ये हमारे muscle spindles और as well as the joint capsule में जो receptors हैं, वहां से जो proprioceptor signals हैं, that signals come to the spinal cord. From spinal cord they go to the cerebellum via the spinocerebellar tract, dorsal and ventral, and there they integrate the signal, and from there they send the information to the red nucleus of the midbrain. And by this way, because they are in sending the information to the red nucleus, so they influence the rubrospinal tract, and thus ये rubrospinal tract को influence करते हैं. And in this way they influence the muscle stretch reflex, and then obviously उनको यदि affect करेंगे तो muscle tone को and हमारे posture को असर करेंगे. So the paleocerebellum का important role है हमारे muscle tone and posture को इन्फ्लुएंस करना, हमारे प्रोप्रियोसेप्टिव इंपल्स को गेन करना एंड देन अकॉर्डिंगली एक्ट करना. सो ये जो पोर्शन है, दिस इज द मेन फंक्शन ऑफ द पेलियोसेरेबेलम. It is again showing you the afferent spinal. In this diagram, it is showing you the afferent spinal fibers. Afferent fibers consist of dorsal and ventral spinocerebellar tract, which receives the information from the muscles and the joint or the cutaneous receptors. Enter into the they come to the spinal, basically the cerebellum, with the help of the dorsal and the ventral spinocerebellar tract. The one is, you know that one portion of that spinocerebellar is also crossing the midline and supplying to the deeper portions of that. So there is a that ventral spinocerebellar cross the midline, dorsal do not cross, dorsal remains in the ipsilateral side. So यदि दूसरे side का signal है, so that is the dorsal will flow through the same side, and the ventral they come here and also they get divided across the midline. So this is about the spinocerebellar tract, and that spinocerebellar tract they enter to the cortex, and ये basically the midline vermis and as well as the paravermal area को supply कर रहा है via the inferior and superior cerebellar peduncle. Now you just notice here the ventral spinocerebellar tract, they enter अभी मैं थोड़ा erase कर. You can notice in this diagram also that the ventral spinocerebellar tract they enter through the superior cerebellar peduncle, whereas the dorsal spinocerebellar they enter through the inferior cerebellar peduncle. So the spinocerebellar tracts के दो divisions हैं और दोनों division different areas से हमारे cerebellum में enter करते हैं. And this is about the efferent signals. Efferent signals they pass to from there they pass to the deeper nuclei of the cerebellum, and deeper nuclei में दो हैं important, globose and emboliform. These two globose and emboliform nuclei are basically they are very much close to each other, and it is also called as a nucleus interpositus. Nucleus interpositus या ये दोनों को एक कॉमन न्यूक्लिया भी बोला जाता है, इंटरपोजिटस, न्यूक्लियस इंटरपोजिटस या न्यूक्लियस. सो ये ग्लोबोज और एम्बोलिफॉर्म न्यूक्लियाई के पास ये फॉर्म करते हैं, एंड फ्रॉम देयर वाया द सुपीरियर सेरेबेलर पेडिकल they goes to the contralateral. You can see here the efferent signals. Efferent signal is this. The contralateral side के red nucleus यानी midbrain में जो red nucleus है वहाँ जाना. Similarly, you can notice here it can go into the contralateral side of this, and finally they influence, or you say they influence the descending rubrospinal tract. ये rubrospinal tract में जो signal हायर सेंटर से आ रहे हैं, बेसिकली जो कॉर्टेक्स से जो मिड ब्रेन पे जो सिग्नल आ रहे हैं, बेसिकली उन सिग्नल को ये इन्फ्लुएंस करते हैं, एंड इन दिस वे दे अफेक्ट आवर दी मोटर फंक्शनिंग एंड दे अफेक्ट आवर दी टोन. एंड सो अब जो यहाँ से रूब्रोस्पाइनल ट्रैक्ट, जो डिसेंडिंग ट्रैक्ट में रूब्रोस्पाइनल ट्रैक्ट जाते हैं, basically it is the medial motor system. It is the part of the medial motor system, and because it is the medial motor system, it is affecting our mainly the skillful movements and this. So that's why the rubro हमारे muscle tone and also. Now coming to the third type of the third portion of the cerebellum, phylogenetically it is called as neocerebellum. It is also called as functionally it is also called as cerebrocerebellum. Cerebrocerebellum. तीसरा कंपोनेंट है. It includes most of the two cerebral hemispheres and plus one nuclei called the dentate nuclei, and it helps, but basically it helps in the voluntary movement, और उसके अंदर ये मसल कोऑर्डिनेशन को मदद करता है. When I told again last class में भी हमने बोला था कि voluntary movements बोलने से नहीं चलेगा, muscle coordination of the voluntary movements, that will be the more appropriate term when we talk about the cerebellum. So हमने देखा कि there are three major group of the actions. One is the balance and equilibrium that was doing by the archicerebellum, also called as the basically vestibulocerebellum. Then second one was the maintaining the tone and posture, and that was done by the spinocerebellum. And third one by the coordination. When we say the coordination, the different set of the muscles, or you can say the different set of motor neurons, they orchestrate in such a manner, वो अपने आप को इस तरह से मैनेज करते हैं कि कोई भी इंटेंडेड एक्टिविटी, कोई भी मोटर एक्टिविटी एक स्मूथ तरीके से हो, एक वेल टाइम्ड मैनर में हो और एक सही डायरेक्शन में हो. मींस डायरेक्शन, smoothness, as well as the orientation and timing. These all things are managed by the neocerebellum, and for that they are having the direct, you cannot say the direct, they are having the connection with the cerebral motor cortex, and this motor cortex, they are informing the cerebellum, and the cerebellum is also having the map of the human body. जैसे कि हमारे मोटर कॉर्टेक्स में मैप है, उसी तरह से सेरेबेलम में भी हमारे बॉडी के मैप बने हैं. But this map is more complex. I will show you when we discuss about the muscle coordination as a functional component, how muscle coordination has been done. We will discuss in the next class when we read the internal parts. तब हम बाद में पढ़ेंगे. Another thing that is very important, that it contains one deeper nuclei that is called dentate nuclei. So आपने ये भी देखा कि वेस्टिबुलोसेरेबेलम या आर्किसेरेबेलम में जो डीपर न्यूक्लियाई जुड़े हुए हैं, that is the fastigial nucleus. स्पाइनोसेरेबेलम में जो डीपर न्यूक्लियाई कनेक्टेड है, that is basically the emboliform and globose nucleus. It is the emboliform and globose. And the neocerebellum में जो डीपर न्यूक्लियाई हैं, it is basically the dentate nucleus. So there are 4 deeper nuclei, और कभी कभी बुक्स में से 3 भी बोला जाता है, बिकॉज इम्बोलिफॉर्म और ग्लोबोज को मिक्स करके न्यूक्लियस इंटरपोजिटस बोलते हैं. नियोसेरेबेलम एफरेंस मींस जो सेरेबेलम में एंट्री करने वाली बात है, जो इनपुट टू द सेरेबेलम, इनपुट टू दिस पोर्शंस, दे रिसीव इंपल्स फ्रॉम सेरेबेलम, फ्रॉम सेरेब्रल कॉर्टेक्स. एंड जो सेरेब्रल कॉर्टेक्स से यदि इनपुट आएगा तो इट विल इन्वॉल्व द फाइबर्स, it will involve the descending fibers which carry the information of the planning of movement. And cerebral cortex से pons में आएगा और pons से ये cerebellum में आएंगे. And this comes to the cerebellum via the middle cerebellar. It is also called as the pontocerebellar tract. Sometimes it is called as the cerebropontocerebellar tract. Means cerebellum means motor cortex, वहां से pontine nuclei, and pontine nuclei से, pontine nuclei का एक पर्टिकुलर नाम नहीं दिया गया है. There are pontine nuclei are very much scattered, and these are very much similar to the reticular nuclei, but reticular nuclei in the central portion mostly, and the pontine nuclei in the peripheral portions, or you can say the cortical portions of the bones में होते हैं. That's why they are given a separate name of the pontine nuclei. So the cerebrum से pontine nuclei, and from there to the cerebellum. And जो cerebellum आने वाला जो रास्ता है, this route is basically the pons से cerebellum. It is called as the middle cerebellar peduncle. Efferents are again going to the efferents are again going to the basically the descending efferents. Basically how they influence the neocerebellar efferents. They project from the dentate nucleus. वहां से dentate nucleus से, dentate nucleus का नाम dentate इसलिए क्योंकि इसका शेप इस तरह से है. It look like the serrated, जैसे वो you can say that it is the teethed appearance of the saw जो होता है उस तरह का ये हंसिया की तरह दिखता है थोड़ा. So उसके teeth की तरह जैसे दिखता है, लगता है कि serrated है. That's why its name is dentate. So this is the special shape of the dentate nucleus, which in turn project to the contralateral red nucleus. Means dentate nucleus से भी red nucleus को efferent fiber जाएगा, and that from there and also to the thalamus. Means red nucleus and thalamus, उनको ये information जाना. It is the red nucleus and this one is thalamus. And thalamus, and from there to the motor cortex, and thus they give the feedback signal कि जो भी सिग्नल एफरेंट से आए उसके फीडबैक सिग्नल ये इसके अंदर हमारे ब्रेन स्टेम में एंड थैलेमस में भेजता है, एंड दस दे इन्फ्लुएंस द मोटर कॉर्टेक्स। अब ये मोटर कॉर्टेक्स को इन्फ्लुएंस करता है कि आप डिसेंडिंग सिग्नल जो कॉर्टिको स्पाइनल ट्रैक्ट में दे रहे हो, that will be influenced by the descending corticospinal as well as the corticobulbar, which are supplying to the cranial nerve, or you can say the muscles of head and neck and face. So in सब इस तरह से नियोसेरेबेलर का efferents and efferents connections are there. So this is some of the books, basically I think anatomy book में इसी को जो मैंने ऐसे बताया कि नियोसेरेबेलम is also called as the cerebrocerebellum. I have noticed they are saying this component, the neocerebellum, as a pontocerebellum. कुछ लोग इसे pontocerebellum भी बोलते हैं. So both are the same, pontocerebellum, or you can say the pontocerebellum. इसीलिए इसे बोलते हैं इस component को क्योंकि इनके जो efferent fibers हैं, that is the pontocerebellar fibers. But I can say कि functional aspect, यदि functional division देखा जाए तो फंक्शनल नाम इनका सेरेब्रोसेरेबेलम, सेरेब्रोसेरेबेलम. सो समरी यदि किया जाए, अभी तक हमने क्या डिस्कस किया है. सो ऑन्टोजेनिक क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ द सेरेबेलम, बेसिकली इट इज द आर्की सेरेबेलम, पैलियोसेरेबेलम, नियोसेरेबेलम. फंक्शनली यदि इसी को डिवाइड किया जाए तो आर्की इज आल्सो कॉल्ड एज द वेस्टिबुलोसेरेबेलम, देन पैलियोसेरेबेलम इज आल्सो कॉल्ड एज द स्पाइनोसेरेबेलम, एंड द नियोसेरेबेलम इज आल्सो कॉल्ड एज द सेरेब्रोसेरेबेलम. एंड ये डिफरेंट पोर्शंस ऑफ सेरेबेलम है जिसमें दिखाया गया है कि कौन से पोर्शन, कौन से कंपोनेंट ऑफ सेरेबेलम हमारे इन चीजों को का नाम दिया गया है. इन इमेज इन द बुक्स यू कैन फाइंड दैट दिस टाइप ऑफ इमेज. अगेन आई कैन से यू द आर्की सेरेबेलम means the flocculonodular lobe as well as the fastigial nuclei. Paliocerebellum, it is the vermis, paravermis area plus the emboliform and globose nucleus. Cerebrocerebellum or neocerebellum, the two cerebellar hemispheres and dentate nucleus. So this is basically the different classification of the cerebellum, or ontogenic, or you can say the functional classification. Now I will discuss about the internal structure of cerebellum. Before going to that, I want to have a small break. एक 2 मिनट का ब्रेक लेना चाह रहा हूं मैं एक में एंड कर रहा हूं सेशन को. आई विल रीजॉइन. आई जस्ट वांट यू टू कनेक्टेड बिकॉज आई गॉट वन इंपॉर्टेंट मैसेज. मैं 2 मिनट आप लोग वेट करो, 1 मिनट ओनली. About the internal structure of cerebellum. Cerebellum is basically internal structure की जब हम बात करेंगे, it is purely the histology. In histological slides में आपको cerebellum दिखाए जाते हैं and they ask you about the, ये आपके बुक्स में भी अवेलेबल है and histology के बुक में भी अवेलेबल है. And then that I want to tell you because I want to correlate the deeper structure with the functional part. तब आपको एक बार ही broad view लग जाएगा. और मेरा पर्पस ये है कि मैं चाहता हूं कि 3 या 4 सेशन में या 5 सेशन में यदि मैं सेरेबेलम कंप्लीट करूं तो आपका फिजियोलॉजी और एनाटॉमी दोनों ही कंप्लीट हो जाए. एटलीस्ट नियर अबाउट कंप्लीट, नॉट कंप्लीट तो याद रखने से होगा. नाउ यू कैन सी दिस इज द क्रॉस सेक्शन, और यू कैन सी दिस इज द क्रॉस सेक्शन ऑफ द सेरेबेलम दैट शोज यू द डीपर स्ट्रक्चर्स. इन द डीपर स्ट्रक्चर्स, बेसिकली डीपर स्ट्रक्चर्स ऑफ सेरेबेलम के अंदर what you can notice, the particular shape is it is just like the tree like appearance, और the tree का जो ऊपर का जो portion है उसके appearance की तरह है. And these are the stems and these are the branches and leaves. So it is called as the arbor vitae. And इसके अंदर जो ये जो बाहर का जो portion है, outer portion, this is called as the cortex. This outer portion is called as the cortex, ये portion, and these stem like structure और ये जो area है, this is basically called as the white matter. So the gray matter is outside and the white matter is inside, and you can easily identify in this picture also that the white matter and gray matter. So white matter is basically is composed of the tracts and fibers that originate from the deeper nuclei or as well as the cells of the cortex, cortical cells से के जो भी fibers हैं जो वहां से arise हो रहे हैं, या in that is called the white matter. So इस तरह से इनका arrangement है, that is like the tree like, it is called as the arbor vitae. So the cerebellum consists of the cortex and medulla. Cortex is the outer gray matter layer and the medulla is the white matter layer. It is formed by the afferent and efferent nerve fibers. In addition to that of the white matter, there are some medullary core के अंदर में there are 4 different names are given to the deep cerebellar nuclei. These are the masses of the gray matter embedded in the medullary core. So cerebellum के अंदर medulla, cortex and medullary core के अंदर में there are few gray matter masses. They are called as the deep cerebellar nuclei. I will discuss one by one. Before going to that, you can see that different cross sections में या histology में आपको different sizes जब आप देखोगे जो कि 10x में या 45x में, तो कैसे cerebellum दिखते हैं, how cerebellum looks like. ये इसके there are the different layers of the cortex. Cortex के भी different layers हैं. You can see here DN is written. This DN indicates basically the deep nuclei. And this PK is indicating basically the Purkinje cells. So there is Purkinje cell layer, there is molecular layer, there is granular cell layer. So different layers of the cortex, and there is the deeper medullary core, or the medulla core है वो ये दिखा रहे white matters basically, and they connect with each other and they give like the stem-like appearance. So this is basically the different sizes में different magnifications में कैसे cerebellum दिखते हैं. You can see in the bigger magnifications how the cerebellar nuclei. और ये जो basically ये जो आपको यहाँ पे nuclei जैसा एक layer दिख रहा है, this is a single layered structure. It is called as the Purkinje cells. ये most prominent cell जो आप easily identify कर सकते हो slide के अंदर भी, that is the Purkinje cell layer. This is इस cell layer के बारे में मैंने बताया, this is the only output generating, means cerebellar efferents के जो भी output generating cells जो fibers हैं वो यही Purkinje cells होते हैं. We will read more details. So coming to the cerebellar cortex, in the grossly in-cut section, the cerebellar cortex is seen as extensively folded on itself, constituting like a leaf-like parts. वो इस तरह से arrange होता है जैसे कि different leaves और इनके combine, which are marked off from one another by fissures. जो fissures की बात मैं कर रहा था, जो different fissures जो हम लोग externally देख रहे थे, जिससे कि ऐसा लग रहा था कि there are the layering or the laminated appearance of the cerebellum in the external structure. ये इस वजह से है क्योंकि ये जो उनके divisions या ये जो इनके fissures हैं, ये एकदम deeply अंदर तक गए हुए हैं. So that deep fissures they make the structure or the cut section में इस तरह से ऐसा लगता है कि they are extensively folded. So इनकी foldings हैं. Another important thing about the cerebellar cortex that it is a very striking difference from the cerebral hemisphere. ये जो cerebral cortex हैं उनसे इनका difference है. उनका difference क्या है कि जो cerebral cortex के जो deeper structures हैं वो uniform नहीं होते हैं सभी area में. जो cerebral cortex या जो जैसे motor cortex है तो उसका histology थोड़ा different होगा. सेंसरी कॉर्टेक्स के डिफरेंट हिस्टोलॉजी होंगे क्योंकि सेंसरी कॉर्टेक्स ज्यादातर रिसीविंग पार्ट कर रहा है, मोटर कॉर्टेक्स ज्यादातर आपको डिसेंडिंग या एफरेंट न्यूक्लियाई ज्यादा इन्फॉर्म कर रहा है, और तो इसके वजह से इनमें उस तरह की यूनिफॉर्मिटी नहीं होती. बट इन द सेरेबेलर हेमिस्फीयर एवरीवेयर देयर इज द सेम यूनिफॉर्म स्ट्रक्चर्स all across the cerebellar cortex. So this is the difference between the cerebellar cut section and the cerebral. You can notice in the stain, जैसे आप stain में करते हो, stain करने के बाद कैसा दिखता है स्लाइड में माइक्रोस्कोप के अंदर में, इस तरह का स्ट्रक्चर आपको दिखेगा. This structure you may get confused with the villi like structure. आप लोग इसे villi या finger like projection से थोड़ा सा but you should not get confused like a small intestine. So this is basically the portions from the and you can see here that this is the separated layers, separated cells. You can see यहाँ पे noted किए गए. These separated cells are called as the Purkinje cell layer. और Purkinje cell layer के जो outer में जो ये जो layer दिख रहा है, this is the layer. This layer is called as the molecular layer. So molecular layer, Purkinje cell layer, and inside deeper और थोड़ा deep में the third layer of the cortex is called as the granular cell layer. So they have the three different layers of the cortex. We will discuss one by one. This is the schematic diagram showing you the different layers of the cerebellum. In that it is shown as the few names has been written. You can see the outermost layer, this layer is called as the molecular layer. Then there is the next layer called as the Purkinje cell layer, and the third layer is called as the granular cell layer. This outer layer, this outer or the molecular cell layer, they contain basket cells as well as one another cell called stellate cells. इसके अंदर एक basket and another is called stellate, जो star shaped appearance वाले cell इनके अंदर होते हैं. So this is ये वाला देखो आप यहाँ पे, this one. So they contains basket cells and the stellate cells. And इनके अलावे इनमें molecular layer में there are few fibers are there which are originating from these basket and stellate cells, and they basically merge, they make synapse with the Purkinje cell dendrites. ये dendrites Purkinje cell के dendrites के साथ synapse बनाते हैं. And what I told you that this is the Purkinje cell is the only cell which are giving the output or the cerebellar efferents जो है सो हमेशा Purkinje cell से ही आते हैं. So there are few fibers, few axons which are present in the basically the molecular layer. They are called as the parallel fibers. There are few fibers which originate in the cells of the granule cell layer. Granule cell layer में दो तरह के सेल होते हैं, Golgi cell and the granular cells. ये अभी सभी आ रहे हैं अभी स्लाइड्स में. So they contain Golgi cells and the granular cells. और इनके जो कुछ fibers होते हैं, these fibers they ascend across all the layers and they reach up to the basically the molecular layer, and this type of fibers are called as the climbing fibers. So climbing fibers, parallel fibers, there are two major type of fiber. There is one another fiber called Mossi fiber. ये वाले fiber है, this is called Mossi fiber. These all things we will discuss in the upcoming slides. ये भी microscopically दिखाए गए, इसमें different names दिखाए गए. So we have in the cerebellar cortex we have molecular layer, ganglionic cell layer. Ganglionic cell layer is the name of the Purkinje cell layer. Purkinje cell को ही ganglionic cell layer बोला गया. And third one is the granular layer. So we have the three layers of the cerebellar cortex, and after that there is the medulla, which is composed of the white matter. ठीक है. अब now you can see in the molecular layer, ये जो top वाला layer इसकी बात हो रही है. In the molecular layer, there are two types of cells. One cell is called stellate cell and another cell is called basket cell. And it also contains the fibers or the dendrites of the Purkinje cells, which are inserted deeper into the molecular layer, as well as it contains few parallel lines or few parallel fibers. These fibers are called as the parallel fibers. And it also contains few ascending fibers, which are called as the climbing fibers. इनके अंदर कुछ climbing fibers हैं जो कि यहाँ से granular cell layer से, और also there are the few components of the वहाँ से originate हुए. It also contains the Mossi fiber. Mossi fiber is not going to the molecular layer. So climbing fibers and also some deeper parallel fibers of the. So this is basically the cross section of the you can say this cerebellar cortex. और थोड़ा डिटेल में इस डायग्राम में दिखाया, लेकिन इस डायग्राम में थोड़ा सा एक ये पोर्शन है, ये you can see here there are the three layers. Layer number 1 is the molecular cell layer, layer 2 is the Purkinje cell layer, it is called as the ganglionic layer, number 3 is the granular layer or the granular cell layer. एक थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे है जो ये जो molecular layer में है, ये basket cells are basically present in the molecular layer. They are very less numbers, they are very they are not present in the Purkinje cell layer. इस diagram में थोड़ा ये mistake है, otherwise rest is okay. Basically they are present in the deeper portion, you can say very closer to the Purkinje cell layers. Basket cell यहाँ पे present होते हैं, and stellate cells are present all over the molecular layer. So and it also contains the parallel and climbing fibers. So microscopically cortex consists of 5 types of cells. इसमें 5 तरह के सेल हो गए, जो मैंने 5 अलग अलग सेल्स की बात करें. मॉलिक्यूलर सेल लेयर में there are 2 cells, one is called basket and stellate. Third type of cell is called Purkinje cell, and there are 2 another cells called the Golgi cell and the granule cell. So in cortex it contains 5 types of cells in it. These cells are arranged in 3 layers, and these layers are molecular layer, most superficial, then Purkinje cell layer, and then third one is the granule cell layer. उसी डायग्राम को थोड़ा सा और बड़ा करके दिखाया गया. You can notice here that all the things, all the input, all the outers, जो भी बाहर के input इसमें दिखाए गए हैं आपको. You can notice in this diagram also that all the inputs are via, basically you can see via the different fibers, but the efferents of Purkinje is the only output. जो मैंने थोड़ी देर पहले बताया था कि Purkinje की जो efferents हैं, they are the only output. And another thing that this efferent is always GABAergic, means it is the inhibitory efferents, whereas the inputs are the excitatory, that is the glutaminergic. ये glutaminergic efferents. इनके अलावे there are the interneurons, which are the basically these cells जो अभी हमने बात करी थी, that is the Golgi cells and the stellate and the basket cells. These are the basically interneurons. So the efferents, all the efferents will go either directly to combining with the Purkinje cell. All the efferents they directly go and combine with the ये वाला रूट ले सकता है, या ये हमारे ग्रैन्युलर सेल्स के साथ जाकर के साइनेप्स बनाते हैं डिफरेंट फाइबर्स. एंड ये ग्रैन्युलर सेल के जो एक्सॉन है, ये एक्सॉन मॉलिक्यूलर में जाके आइदर दे आर मेकिंग साइनेप्स विथ द Purkinje cell, or they are also making synapse with the basket and stellate cells. And because of this type of arrangement of fibers, it is called as the parallel fibers in the outer layer. So this is basically about the cortical arrangements. So first coming to the stellate cells, पांचों सेल के बारे में थोड़ा एक दो लाइन देख लें. Stellate cells are the star-shaped cells, and they are more superficially located. You can say they are the most superficially located. कभी कभी MCQ में आपसे पूछा जा सकता है कि which is the most superficially located cerebellar cortical cells. ये एनाटॉमी में हिस्टोलॉजी से क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है कि cerebellar cortex में कौन सा सेल सबसे सुपरफिशियली होता है. It is basically the stellate cell. They are dendrites synapse with the parallel fibers of the granule cells, and their axons they synapse with the dendrites of Purkinje cells. इस सेंटेंस को मैं आपको डायग्रामेटिकली आपने लास्ट स्लाइड में देखा है. You can see that the stellate cell they synapse with the parallel fibers of the granule cells, and so first you look at this, means इसके जो stellate cells हैं, इनके जो dendrites होंगे, they make a connection, they make the dendritic information from the granular cells, and whereas its axon they make synapse with the Purkinje cell dendrite. अब ये Purkinje cell के dendrite के साथ कर रहे हैं. So this is the connections of the stellate cells. Basket cells, second type of cells, they receive input from the parallel fibers of the granular cells, parallel fibers of the granule cells, same like the basket cells, same like the stellate cells, and their axons branch and form basket around the cell body of the Purkinje cell. इसीलिए इसका नाम basket cell है. इसका नाम basket cell इसीलिए है क्योंकि ये इनके जो डेंड्राइट्स हैं, ये Purkinje cell के डेंड्राइट्स के साथ या उनके सेल बॉडी के साथ इनके डेंड्राइट्स जो है सो एक बास्केट जैसा एक स्ट्रक्चर बना देता है. दैट्स व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड एज बास्केट सेल. Basket cell is present more deeper as compared to the stellate cells, and sometimes that's why you can notice that in the previous diagram basket cell को Purkinje cell layer में दिखा दिया गया था, but more appropriately basket cells are present in the molecular cell layer. Molecular layer. इसमें कौन कौन से नर फाइबर होंगे molecular layer में? Parallel fibers होंगे. जो fibers, what are the parallel fibers? These are the axons of the granule cells. कभी कभी आप लोगों को कंफ्यूज करने के लिए इस तरह से क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है कि पैरेलल फाइबर्स आर और चॉइसेस में लिखा होगा दीज आर द डेंड्राइट ऑफ स्टिलेट सेल, दीज आर द डेंड्राइट ऑफ बास्केट सेल, या ऐसा लिखा जा सकता है दीज आर द डेंड्राइट्स ऑफ द स्टिलेट एंड बास्केट सेल्स, दीज आर द एक्सॉन्स ऑफ द स्टिलेट एंड बास्केट सेल्स, दीज आर द एक्सॉन्स ऑफ द ग्रैन्यूल सेल्स एंड दीज आर. यदि आपको कंफ्यूज करने के लिए क्या पूछेंगे कि जो पैरेलल फाइबर्स प्रेजेंट इन दी मॉलिक्यूलर लेयर, तो हमारे दिमाग में सेट है कि मॉलिक्यूलर लेयर का मीनिंग जो है सो स्टिलेट एंड बास्केट सेल. सो आप वहां पे मिस्टेक करने का चांस रहता है. सो यू शुड अंडरस्टैंड दैट द एक्सॉन्स ऑफ ग्रैनुलर सेल्स दे ascend all the way and they reach into the molecular layer, and there they are called as the parallel fibers. Second layer of the cortex is the Purkinje cell layer. It is composed of the single cell thick. ये single layer है एक सेल के सेल बॉडी के थिकनेस के हिसाब से, of large flask shapes, and these cells are called Purkinje cells. Purkinje cells are having the biggest cell body among neurons in the body. ये भी कभी कभी पूछा जाता है कि कौन से सेल बॉडी, किस सेल का सेल बॉडी सबसे बड़ा होता है, बिगेस्ट ये होते हैं इसके. Another thing that the Purkinje cells is the only output. Purkinje cell axons are the only output from the cerebellum. ये भी कभी कभी पूछा जाता है. So dendrites of the Purkinje cells, they extend into the molecular layer, and by this, ये molecular layer में पहुंचने के बाद they provide a huge surface area. बहुत ज्यादा number of dendrites हैं, ये बहुत huge surface area बनाते हैं basically molecular layer में, and they make the exodendritic synapse. ये exodendritic synapse यहाँ पे axons of basket cell, axons of the, basically you can say the axons of the stellate cell, as well as the parallel fibers, that the axons of the granule cells. Axons of this Purkinje cell means the single only. They make connection with the deep cerebellar nuclei in the white matter or in the medullary core. So this is the connections of the Purkinje cell. They act as the sole output neuron from the cerebellar cortex, and it exerts inhibitory influence to the deep cerebellar nuclei and also to the lateral vestibular nuclei. ये उसको inhibitory impulse देता है deep cerebellar nuclei को और lateral vestibular nuclei को. This is about the Purkinje cell. Third layer is called the granule cell layer. This layer consists of two types of cells. One is called the Golgi cell and the another is called the granule cells. And along with that, these cells, it contains also the processes and the sensory mosi fibers. अब ये जो granule cells होते हैं, इन granule cells के अपने खुद के dendrites जो sensory informations होते हैं, these are very much branched dendrites, and this is basically the connected with the input fibers from the deeper nuclei. Deeper nuclei से जो input fibers हैं उनके साथ ये connected हैं, and because of this their appearance are like moss-like appearance. And moss मतलब ये जो हम लोग botany में आप लोग पढ़ते थे mosses, वो जो थोड़ा gymnosperms, basically उनके तरह से ऐसे जंगल झाड़ छोटा छोटा झाड़ियों की तरह इसका appearance है. That's why it is called as the mossy fiber. These are present in the granular cell layers. It contains two cells. One is the granule cell, another is the Golgi cell. Granule cells are the small, very small, numerous in the sense it is about 10 billion spherical neurons, and their axons of these granule cells ascend into the molecular layer and forms the parallel fibers which make the synapse. यहाँ ध्यान ये रखना है कि synapse, it is the excitatory synapse, means glutaminergic synapse, and they make the connections with the Purkinje cells, the connections with the stellate cells, basket cells, and also Golgi cell inside the granular cell layer. Granular cell layer के साथ भी, तो ये सभी के साथ इनका connections बना हुआ है. So the granule cells are they this way. Golgi cells are the larger cells, but they are less numerous as compared to the granular cells. Compare किसे करेंगे? As compared to the granular cell. Means a larger cell as compared. It is not the largest cell की यदि हम बात करेंगे cell body, it is basically the Purkinje cell. So the Golgi cells are the slightly bigger as compared to the granular cells, and they are having numbers are lesser. Their dendrites project into the molecular layer. इनके भी dendrite molecular layer में जाते हैं and receive input from the parallel fibers. Means इनके भी dendrites input receive करते हैं. These their cell body also receive input via the collateral from the incoming climbing fibers. जो climbing fibers जो incoming जो granular cells में, as well as the collaterals they also receive from the Purkinje cells, and their axons branch extensively and make inhibitory synaptic connection with the dendrites of the granule cells. Means ये granular cells से भी connected है, as well as ये incoming climbing fibers जो granular cells में आ रहे हैं, as well as the Purkinje cells. So the sensory input to the cerebellar cortex are of two types. One is the climbing fibers. ये दो तरह के basically fibers है, climbing and mossy fibers. Both set of fibers reach the cerebellum through the peduncles. Basically जो हमने तीनों peduncles पढ़े, superior, inferior में, and these are excitatory in nature. और inhibitory क्या है? इनका output है. So climbing fibers they arise from the neurons of the inferior olivary nucleus. They are situated in the medulla and reach via the olivocerebellar tract. So ये inferior cerebellar peduncle से आ रहा है ICP के through, and these climbing fibers establish one-to-one connection. And another is the mossy fibers. मैं यहीं पे छोड़ देता हूँ mossy fiber और climbing fibers करा के, and then 3 slide और है. I understand that कि अब आप लोग बोर हो रहे हो, कुछ मैसेजेस भी आने शुरू हो गए मेरे पास बच्चों के बोरिंग वाले. So there are the sensory inputs मैं पढ़ा देता हूँ, फिर बाद में मैं interconnections of these fibers, we will interconnections of these cells we will discuss in the next class. चलो मैं I am stopping here on. मैं अभी छोड़. So we in next class we will discuss about the inputs to the cerebellum, then outputs of the cerebellum. White matter में जो outputs और efferent and efferent fibers हैं, projection and association fibers, इनके बारे में हम पढ़ेंगे, and then about the deep cerebellar nuclei and और उनके आपस में कैसे neuronal activity, intrinsic cerebellar circuitry कैसा है, इसके बारे में हम next class में पढ़ेंगे. So we will study that things in the next class. So I can join next class not tomorrow but day after tomorrow. मैं परसों ज्वाइन करूंगा, कल मेरा कुछ दूसरा शेड्यूल है, ज्यादा इन्वॉल्वमेंट है. थैंक यू ऑल.
थैंक यू सर.
थैंक यू सर.
थैंक यू सर.
थैंक यू सर.
काफी बोरिंग हुआ ना? शुरुआत ही ठीक रहा था, लेकिन स्टार्टिंग ठीक,
लास्ट में थोड़ा सा,
हाँ लास्ट में थोड़ा ज्यादा हो गया था, मुझे एहसास हो जाता है. यहाँ तक ठीक था, जब मैं माइक्रोस्कोपिकली में आया तो कल मैं यहाँ से शुरू करूंगा, इंटरनल स्ट्रक्चर थोड़ा थोड़ा बोल दूंगा जिससे कि आपका रिवीजन हो जाए, और देन वी विल गो फॉर द सर्किट्स. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
So I am ending the class. Thank you all for attending so silently and without any disturbance. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye bye.